Hello YouTube, this is Kurt, and welcome to the Kurt Winters YouTube channel, dedicated to bringing advice on collecting cars and celebrating the history of these amazing machines. This channel is focused on helping you with your car or restoration project. In today's video, we'll be going over the C4 Corvette, and why doesn't it get the love, admiration, and respect that we all think it deserves? Let's find out. Now, the C4 Corvette was built in America between 1984 and 1996, and it was a very, very long run. Just shy of 400,000 Corvettes were produced during that time. So that's a long run for any sports car or car in general. And that may be one of the contributing factors as to why the C4s are not quite as appreciated as, I don't know, the C4 community thinks they should be. Now, I got into the C4 community kind of by accident. I had first started collecting Japanese sports cars from the 90s. And typically what you're dealing with those cars are 3-liter V6s, and I really wanted to try a V8. Why did I want to try a V8? It's just the instant torque, the instant power that I didn't know what the hell I'd been missing. Now, right now you can pick up a C4 anywhere between $3,000-$4,000 all the way up to $12,000-$15,000. Now, remember, the collector cars, especially the cars that have the LT4s or the anniversary editions, are going to draw a higher price when it comes to picking one up. I can let you know that I did pay around $8,300 for this particular C4, and when I bought it, it had about 85,000 miles on it. However, it had been very well kept, garage kept, I could tell, and I felt it was worth every penny. But if you think about a C4 Corvette that you can buy for less than $10,000, which is a V8 rear-wheel drive car, for less than $10,000, that's just amazing. And the other thing to keep in mind about C4 Corvettes, because you may be saying, oh, I could buy a Z28, I could buy a Firebird from the same era, you know, with an LS1, you know, an updated engine. I can let you know the people who owned those Camaros and Firebirds and Z28s and Firebird formulas, they were not taking care of the car the same way that the owners of Corvettes do. Now, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but what you have to think about was who was buying these cars in the early 90s. It was not 18-year-old kids. It was baby boomers who had finally, you know, got to the point in life to where they could buy whatever the hell they wanted. And trust me, a baby boomer is going to take way better care of their C4 Corvette than, you know, an 18-year-old kid who's romping on it on every corner. Now, transversely, did that make the Corvette uncool? Well, maybe it did, because the only people buying them and driving them were people in their 50s and 60s, or maybe somebody in their 40s who had already made it. And that may have contributed to the stigma of why the C4 Corvette doesn't get the love that it deserves. Remember, if you like the content of this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button up at the top and click the notification bell so you can be alerted of the newest uploads to this channel. Okay, so this is my favorite part of the video. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put the Corvette through its paces around a series of curves up here. The first time through, I'm going to go ahead and show you the viewpoint of the driver position, and you can see the input and how I'm handling. And then for the second run, or the third run, we'll go ahead and flip the camera around so you can get a bird's eye view of what I'm seeing as I'm going through these corners. So this ought to be fun. Sit back, buckle up, and let's see what happens. The C4 steering is very, very numb. It's kind of like a Cadillac CTS. You never quite know where you are in the road, kind of until the last minute. Now, this C4, unlike the car that I tested yesterday, which was the Nissan 300ZX, this car does have a very active traction control system, which makes you a better driver than what you actually are. Whereas with the 300ZX, if you haven't had a chance to see that video, I drove it in the rain, and to say it was a little dicey might have been an understatement. But through those last series of corners, the traction control came on 3 times, but our back end really never got out. Okay, so now we've got the camera flipped around and enough of seeing my face flapping my gums on your screen. So let's go ahead and take these series of corners with a bird's eye view, and you guys can judge for yourself and let me know if you think the C4 Corvette holds up and gets the love and admiration that it deserves. Let's find out. There. Traction control kicked on. Again, we kind of got a deceptive corner. We can go ahead and hit this still around 50. And we've got some bikers on the road who are ruining our high speed course. But you guys got to see how we came into the corners there. Hopefully on the GPS you're able to see, and we'll swing wide on this one. Back end came out again, and the ASR also kicked in. Alright, I hope y'all had as much fun in that video as I did. The C4 Corvette, especially if you've got your suspension and your bushings and everything up to date and your tires, it's a blast on these back roads. There's no two ways about it. I just wanted to go ahead and remind you that if you like the content of this channel, please go ahead and click subscribe. We're trying to hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers so we can keep this content rolling out. And I really appreciate the privilege of your time. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.